How plastic pollution affects the environment. Did you know that over 1 million plastic bottles are bought each minute across the world? This is a big problem for the environment as plastic never fully biodegrades. It only breaks down into smaller and smaller particles known as microplastics. I'll be talking to you today about the effects of the environment. I will also show you what the effects have on marine life and how this huge problem could be slowed down considerably to ensure that we preserve the integrity of our ecosystem that we rely on. Plastic is used in many different ways. One of the most common is plastic injection for moulding different plastics. For example, plastic bottles and packaging. The thinner plastics cannot be recycled, therefore it goes into landfill where it leaches chemicals into the soil. It may take up to 1,000 years to decompose, although it never breaks down fully. This gives out toxins that release harmful chemicals into the ground, potentially affecting the drinking water. We could stop this problem by using biodegradable packaging. We could also use more paper or natural fibres, such as hessian bags, to transport goods home in. This would help a considerable amount towards the problem of packaging. In the shops, when you go to pick up your produce, you seem to notice that there's plastic wrapped all over it and it has been imported. It's incredible that stores have been able to get away with it for so long, and the fact that their plastic is it's incredible that stores have been able to get away from the fact that there's been too much plastic on their products for so long. This needs to be addressed in the right manner and has to be stopped as soon as possible. If this doesn't happen, then our ecosystem will suffer, and the situation that we're in will only get worse. My next point is how plastics affect the marine environment. Each year, 8 million metric tons of plastic ends up in the ocean. 230 tons of this is microplastics, and every minute, 1 lorry full of plastic is dumped into our oceans. This has to be stopped, otherwise the situation will get worse. This is killing 100 million marine animals each year. At this rate, only in a few years' time, there'll be next to none marine animals left in the oceans. This is one of the most important parts of the speech. This is because this is one of the biggest problems, and this could kill all of the fish and affect the food chain because they're either all dead or they all contain toxins because they have eaten microplastics. Did you know that up to 1 million seabirds are killed each year due to plastic pollution? The birds eat the plastic. The birds see the plastic and they don't know what it is, so they eat the plastic and it gets stuck in their stomachs and they starve to death. This isn't good and could be solved if we didn't produce so much plastic wrap in so much products. This again could be slowed down by using biodegradable plastics and packaging. Plastic is a big problem in lots of different shops. In the UK, I have found a statement from the well-known shop called Tesco. It says, "As industrial designers, we have a broad skill regarding concepts, systems and produce, but we are lacking the investment and business knowledge." This shows that they are trying their best at the moment with the people that they have. If all of the shops act, then a big part of the plastic problem could be solved. If we need to address this problem so the environment doesn't suffer. We could drastically reduce the amount of plastic that we use by doing even the simplest things, like buying locally grown unwrapped produce and not using plastic bags. Also, when in the shops, avoid purchasing produce with other items with plastic on them. This will encourage stores to change their packaging produce in plastics to sell them. This fresh produce should also be cheaper than the packaged stuff, which should be more expensive because it is plastic. It's using plastic packaging to wrap it. It's not just plastic bags. It's over 60 million bottles incinerated or go to landfill each day. This is a staggering amount of plastic to be thrown away each day. Instead, we could use metal bottles or flasks to reuse, when you'll be able to walk into business clearly signed on the side of the street or the side of a road, for example, a petrol station, where you can go in and refill with drinking water. This would save money for the person who is refilling their bottle. They will also know that they aren't going to be polluting the earth or killing any fish. You could also use more natural bags for storage at home. You could use hessian bags, paper bags, cardboard packaging or beeswax wrap instead of cling film. To help prevent the pollution caused by plastic waste, All of these things could make a huge difference when you put them all together. In conclusion, we seriously need to cut down on the amount of plastic that we use, and this could be done if we all got on board with the idea of reducing and removing as much plastic waste as possible. Also, if the shops started to get locally sourced produce into the shops, unwrapped to help stores, the plastic and the pollution, if we all put all of these together, all of these theories together that I've mentioned today, then there could be a positive change for the future of our environment. And the ecosystem that we live in now could be changed. If we stopped producing the vast amounts of plastic, then we would be able to continue consuming fish and other types of seafood because they wouldn't have died or been poisoned due to plastic pollution. With some simple changes, we could get this problem under control and get a more positive outcome by using different natural materials which biodegrade instead of man-made toxins and plastics and letting the environment upon that we depend on. Thank you for listening to what I have to say, and I hope you will think carefully and think carefully about looking for sustainably wrapped or unwrapped alternatives when purchasing items. Also, trying to reduce consumption in general reuse items where possible. Recycle carefully where possible. Thank you for listening today. I hope you have found this informative and inspirational to make a change for a healthier and sustainable future of our planet.
What effects do plastics have on our air quality?
I think, well, microplastics come off the plastics when they're decomposing. The microplastics come up in the air with the wind and things like that. We inhale them and they get stuck in our lungs. The more they build up in our lungs, we could die.
What are your views on plastic pollution?
My views on plastic pollution are that they should be stopped as soon as possible making plastics, because we're running out of oil as it is for fuels and things like that. We could also, things like putting recycling in the right bins and things like that, and just changing our whole views on plastic.
What's your opinion on how plastic is disposed?
I think that we should be disposing plastic in the right sort of manner. So things like we should be looking at the criteria of plastics and looking which bins we go in. So you've got the green bin, you've got the blue little food waste and things like that. And we should be putting plastics in the right one, so then they can get either recycled or they can be used to do something else.
Good, excellent, well done, well done. Oh, was there another one?
No, that's fine.